Hello, this is Paloma. I come back with the story the sky is telling for us to experience and co-create with this week. So this week we are opening up with this beautiful fulgurous new moon in Leo, which in its energy and its dialogues, it's basically calling into alignment our minds with our hearts. And I think this is truly the path towards sovereignty. In the bigger scheme, in the bigger picture, we are cleansing probably eons of distortions and slavery of our creative power. And this is the seed of the now, the retrieval, the reclaiming of our creative power. Let's take in account that we are going to have to hold a strong and complete commitment with this seed. The commitment is to keep our light shining and the frequency of our hearts radiating, so we can give strength to the group, to the community. It is truly in community that we will find the new paths towards regeneration. The actual full moon that responds to this seed moment will happen in February 2025, so we have ahead 6 months that will in a way test the nobility, the royalness, the royalty of our hearts. And it is precisely in the heart that we will find the strength, the courage, the bravery, and the joy to move forward. We are our own source. We are the unique expressions of love, and we are needed. You are needed, brother, sister, vibrant, radiant, healthy, loving lover of life, in service to life. So this is an interesting month. We won't be indifferent to whatever this month brings. It's going to show us what we need to organize, order, purify in our lives so we can become responsible and take charge of our light, of our shadow, with great compassion and integrity. Leo has to do with the self, and Aquarius has to do with the everyone, with the community. So it is a time to remember that the true power comes from unity. Even though we are in an individualized journey towards retrieving our power and authenticity, we can never truly do this by ourselves. Chariklo, the healer, the wife of Chiron, is right in front. She's in Aquarius. She's right in front of the sun and the moon at the moment of this new moon. She's holding like collective space for the radiance of each heart. And then Vesta, she's the carer, the steward of the sacred fire. She's in Leo as well, asking us to reignite the fire of love, that we take care, that we keep this warmth in our hearts, this prayer alive throughout the journey. We can always call in joy, no, the joy of our hearts, whenever any challenge arises. And it looks like challenges will arise through the months ahead. And well, right now in August, we will have important choices, elections. And I invite you to choose from the intelligence of your heart. So this week, Mercury starts its retrograde movement precisely between the 4th and the 5th of August until the 28th of the month. So practically for the whole month, we're going to be in this adjustment of our perception. It's like cleaning the filter with which we perceive, we think, and we communicate, and therefore create reality. So I know it can bring inconveniences to our lives, especially if we intend to operate at the 200% productivity that the old paradigm demands of us. But when we are truly trying to walk in the sacred time, we know that there are moments that are outwards and moments that bring us inwards, and this is the natural law. This is really, it has an evolutionary purpose. So when we start living Mercury retrograde as a blessing that allows us to retrieve energy, to change our perspective, to change our opinion, so we can be more aligned with truth, and we can actually honor the coherence of this seed of light of the new moon, then we can start living it as a beautiful opportunity to purify and to bring order into our lives. So the first stage of this retro, it's in Virgo. Virgo is the school of service for us, devotion, order, the manifestation of the spirit of the incarnated spirit in earth. So we will go and tend to detail we have to look again because we had missed something. We have to come back to a conversation, find a better route, cleanse, empty, simplify, and return the sacredness to the sacred, which is really everything. Virgo is the ritual of the daily life. It's the altar of devotion that is our routine, our bodies, our works. It is where we actually see our philosophies, identities, and integrities manifested in the everyday life, in our lifestyles, where every small decision contributes to the greatest work of art that is our life. So there are matters to attend to respond for, to rethink, to reflect upon. And by the middle of the month, Mercury is going to go back to Leo in a circumstance in the sky that will test us in a way. It will test the commitment to the seed of our hearts. It's really an updating of the dream of our hearts, so we can remember, which is really going back into our hearts, so we can complete our energy, perhaps now with a witnessing, with a looking at ourselves from a more compassionate, more integrative force, and so that we are truly in care for the creative sovereignty of our expressions in every dimension of ourselves, of our being. Something quite beautiful is also Venus is entering Virgo this week on the 5th of the month. And so we light this fire, and then the seed has been sung, has been named, has been planted in the sanctuary of our love, in our heart portal. And immediately Mercury starts walking backwards, and then Venus joins him in Virgo. We are going to purify the intent of our seed. We are going to give some order, organization to this energy. We are going to put it in service to the divine, really. So Venus in Virgo appreciates detail, wishes, desires, practicity, reality, is very minuciosa. I don't know the word in English, minutious, maybe. She will stay there until the 29th of August. This is the energy of the priestess, of the sacred sexuality, of the Vestals, the virgins. And we understand virginity as a belonging to myself, as being the owner of my energy, of my body, of being free and wild in our energy. This is the virginity that I'm speaking of, the actual sacred virginity. And Venus here has a more practical approach to love, but not because of this she is less mystical. On the contrary, ritual is important, ceremony is important, the weaving of the little threads that actually are the elements that bring forward the great tapestry of life. That's where Virgo truly shows her gifts and her talents, the mastery of craft. This is Virgo. So usually people with Venus in Virgo are true masters of their crafts, because of how the dedication, the consistency, and also the devotion that they give to whatever they create, to their art. This is also Venus in Virgo, which is devotion. To me, it means the giving yourself in full commitment, love, and profound surrender to the mystery, even though we know we will never unravel the mystery. And still we walk in beauty, we celebrate, and we surrender our personal order to a higher and divine order through this energy. So this week we start with this fiery, loving Leo energy in the activation of the Lion's portal, which is truly an alignment of Mother Earth with our spiritual sun, the rising of Sirio in the sky, which is actually a process of several weeks, but it has this climax point on the 8th. And it's also a calling into the sovereignty and the power, the personal power. The day before, Venus and Mercury will be uniting in a conjunction. This is beautiful alignment of mind and desire with the intent of purifying both, because Venus here is responding to a Mercury that is retrograde. So there is a revisiting. I see it a lot like cutting cords with the old, cutting cords with whatever is interfering or distorting or depleting our creative or sexual energy. So it requires a very detailed and loving work. The union of both also speaks to speaking from the heart, with the heart, of restructuring reality through our words, loving words, and also just pulling threads, maybe untying some knots, and searching for new agreements. Maybe people from the past come back so we can have these conversations and finally find a culmination. Venus is the ruler of the south node in Libra, and we have Juno, the asteroid of commitment, entering Libra as well. So the commitment is to restore beauty, harmony, and truth in every single one of our relationships, beginning with the most important one, which is with ourselves. In this, reigniting the fire of self-love through Leo energy. And that same day, the 7th of August, we have a beautiful sextile from the Sun in Leo and Jupiter in Gemini. I mentioned this because it's part of the new moon. This is an expansion and amplification of the heart frequency through exchange, thought, conversations, ideas. It's extremely creative energy. It's just, we must remember, Jupiter in Gemini is responding to a Mercury that is now retrograde. So, and it's also there next to Venus, right? So we are going to change our minds. We are going to change our opinions along the month in subjects of the heart, matters of the heart, relationships, investment of resources, collaborations. What they bring together, the Sun and Jupiter, is openings, opportunities, big opportunities. The thing is, we're going to have to use discernment with Virgo, sovereignty, and willpower of our Sun energy, so we can make the decisions, the choices that are truly aligned with the intelligence of the heart. Now, I still see this week as blessed with Jupiter because he brings faith and joy and hope and curiosity, and make curiosity open us into awe, into humor as truly valuable resources for the times to come. And this 888 portal, which is a number of power, to me it's really about becoming aware of our power and how to use it, or how we're using it, becoming aware of the inherent responsibility of choice. And we have choice moment by moment. So all the sky is giving us an energy that allows us to reclaim agency on our lives, on our energy. So all is required is that we are intentional, that we participate as the sons that we are, as creators in the service to all, by incarnating true personal power. So let's be patient, family, and have faith and trust in the strength of our hearts. This is a moment that really enhances intuitive intelligence, so we can choose from the divine guidance of our own divinity, and in attunement with the cosmic and divine timing, which is truly expressed in the natural law of Mother Earth, because we are her, we are nature. That's what I have for these few days. Wait, this is for my Spanish video. Okay, I wish for you a week of unshakable trust in your heart, in your faith, and in the hope that lies in this portal of love that you are. Blessings. Bye.